Of course, aside from making a mess, fireworks also spooked a lot of neighborhood pets. And now panicked pet owners are taking to social media to find their beloved animals. And it appears to be working. Our Madeline Dart was in Sinton today for this report.
On a wet January morning, Edith Trotman is on a quest.
I don't know where he could have gotten out.
She's searching for her Mustang.
Rowdy!
The horse went missing on New Year's Day from Edith's property in Sinton.
That's where he gotten out.
Trotman says his disappearance comes just days after her other horse, Bandita, passed away.
He mourned her and cried for her, and now I just don't know what happened to him.
She rescued Rowdy 3 years ago after finding him in these deplorable conditions.
I had a connection with him right away. I knew he's going to be my horse.
So Trotman took to social media, getting the word out about her missing horse.
So many rescues and people that help.
It turns out hundreds of people across the coastal bend are doing the same, posting lost pet ads on Facebook pages and independent websites as opposed to posting flyers.
You don't have to find a copy machine. So this is really quick and it's out there instant and it helps return pets a lot faster.
Sharon Ray with the Gulf Coast Humane Society says they're seeing the successes of the ads on social media.
It's successful, it's wonderful. I'm constantly seeing people connecting with each other within hours of an animal being loose.
Hours later, Trotman's prayers were answered. Right before this story aired, Rowdy was found by a neighbor on a nearby property safe and sound, proving just how powerful social media can be. Madeline Dart, 3 News.
It is powerful, no doubt about that. Thank you, Maddie.